Hello and welcome to Knittin' from the Mitten. My name is Tiffany and I'm coming to you from Midland, Michigan, also known as the Mitten State. You can find me on Ravelry as Tiff Grooms Dogs, on Instagram as Knittin' from the Mitten, and we have a Ravelry group in the groups tab called Knittin' from the Mitten Podcast. You can also find me on Periscope as Tiff Grooms Dogs. I don't do any Periscopes, but I follow a lot of people that do Periscope, and if there was enough interest, I'd totally consider doing one, so let's see. Thank you to anyone who has subscribed, joined the group, thank you for watching. I appreciate it all, and the sweet comments. Everyone is just so nice, and it has just been so welcoming joining this podcast community, so thank you very, very much. So first up this week are my works in progress, which there aren't that many, believe it or not. And first thing I'm working on is my blueberry waffle sock, the second one. I just got last night I'm just about to start the heel. That'll focus. So I'm really, really looking forward to doing the heel, and hopefully by next week I'll have a sock finished and then I'll have a pair. I'm really loving these 9-inch circulars. I know that there's a lot of mixed reviews on them. Some people love them, some people hate them. I'm really enjoying them. I think they're just, first of all, so dang cute. Like, look at these. How cute are they? They're just so tiny and cute. Oh, I love them. But as far as, as far as them hurting, they don't really cramp my hands too bad. If I'm working on them for a long time, they will, but I think that's kind of normal. But I'm really, really enjoying working on them. I just switch to something else if they start to hurt. So, and once again, I'm doing a 1x1 twisted rib up top. And the yarn that I'm using is Paton's Kroy FX in the Cameo colors colorway. And I think that this yarn was made for this pattern and vice versa. It just makes such a great fabric. These are size 1s, by the way. 2.25 millimeter, I believe. And it's like, it's just perfect. I'm really enjoying that. And that is living in my 31 bag. Like I was saying last week, these are perfect for sock whips. They just fit really, really nicely. You could totally do 2 at a time in these too. So I really like those. Let's see. Oh, and I also wanted to say about those socks, for anyone else that is using 9-inch circulars, Andre Sue Knits has, her podcast has a knit along going on right now through July 31st to just try out 9-inch circulars. You don't even have to do it for the entire time of the KAL. You can just try them out, and if you don't like it, you can finish it up with double pointed needles and still enter them. So she's really loose on all that, which is cool. For anybody that's kind of on the fence about it, give them a go and see how you like it. I really like them. So I'm excited that's going till July 31st because I should be able to enter those. So my next work in progress is my Pure Joy Shawl by Joji Locatelli. And I got quite a bit done on this week. I was really excited. We watched a few movies this week, and this was perfect for that. Really well. Okay, so I have a stitch marker for where I was last week. And I was on wedge, I just finished wedge 3. So you can see my marker there. So I got all of this done. You can see more of it over here. Got all that knit. It was so much fun. It's just mindless knitting. Don't even have to worry about it. Just love this. How cool is that? So neat. And once again, the tan yarn that I'm using is Cascade Heritage Solids. I believe this is the Limestone colorway. I was trying to look that up because I lost the ball band, and I was so sad because I like to keep my ball bands. I don't know why, I just do. And the pink colorway is by Mint Rain Hand Dyed Yarns, and it is the Claire's Hunting Capelet colorway. I'm really enjoying that yarn. I know I've been singing its praises, but I can't stop. I love it. And I'm looking forward to the last wedge because it'll be done in all of that color, so I can really see how the tonal works up, because I'm getting lots of little bits already where they're dark and light. I'll show that. It's really neat. See up here, there's some of the dark bits. And then it's a little bit lighter. And that's, oh, that's fun to see. Oh, I'm getting a dark spot, oh, I'm getting a light spot. It's just fun. Aren't we knitters silly about that stuff? But it really is fun. So I would recommend this this shawl to anybody. It's really enjoyable. I think that a first-time shawl knitter could do it. I've only done one other shawl, so I haven't had any trouble following pattern. Joji Locatelli is known for having easy to follow patterns, and this is perfect. I love it. Oh, and I don't think I've ever talked about what needles I'm using. These are size 6, I believe. Yes, size 6, 4 millimeters. They are the Knit Pick Sunstruck. There you go. And these are nice and smooth. They're really, really enjoyable to work with. I got the kit last year for my birthday, and that has been one of the most useful things, was getting a needle set. I love it. It's so convenient. I used to hate having to buy a new set of needles every single time I wanted to do a project. And having that set has made that so much easier. Especially also if you're trying to figure out a gauge that you want for a certain project. Just trade them out and see what works for you. So I want to see if there's anything else. Oh, and for the Pure Joy shawl, Michelle of Maple Mousse Fibres has a knit along for that. I know I talked about that last week. And that ends July 1st, so I'm hoping to get that done in time. I think I can do it. I've been mostly knitting on that this week, so I think if I keep up with the monogamous knitting, I'll be good to go. And lastly, for my works in progress, is my Cozy Memories blanket. Once again, did not get much done. Just finished up the square I was working on. I actually just finished it this morning. So also, I got my ends woven in. So this pink is the one that I just did this morning. It's the tweed. I'm really liking that. I love this blanket. I just think this is so fun. I actually started, I think I said this before, I started this blanket on January 1st. And my plan is to knit 52 squares by the end of the year, so I've knitted essentially a square a week. And I'm really behind on that as of right now. I calculated it. I have 14 more to do to be caught up to this week. So I kind of want to do that. I kind of want to get myself caught up. I don't even know if I have enough minis to do that, but I think between the swaps that I've done and some of my stash, I think I can make it work. So it means I'll just have to start doing more swaps. And let's see. Oh, I have an FO. I'm excited because I was not expecting this to be an FO. It is my husband's Sockhead hat. I was really, really excited that I got this done. Now I didn't do it as long as the pattern calls for, because as I was knitting it, I had my husband try it on, and he kind of decided that he wanted it when the brim was down like this, it would be slouchy, and then when it's folded up, it could just be like a beanie. So that way he can use it as both. And so I didn't have to knit nearly as much for it, so I was able to get it done quicker. So, and he loves it. He was wearing it all morning today. I just finished it last night, so I had to sneak it back from him. So I want to show this on the podcast. But he loves this. And this yarn is Loops and Threads, the Woolike line, and it's the charcoal colorway. And this was just from Michael's, just some nice, you know, inexpensive fingering weight yarn, and so soft, very surprisingly soft. So I'm very, very happy that I got an FO. I wasn't expecting to have one for this week, so that was exciting. And next on the list is, yes, very, very exciting news. We are going to have our first knit along. I received a message from Catherine in Germany, And she said, hey, do you want to do a podcast where we do like an international one where you basically you could use a pattern from your country and yarn from a different country or vice versa. And we decided to call it Connecting Continents. And we're going to start it on July 1st, and it's going to go to September 30th. We're asking that there's no works in progress, because that way it's more of, you have to really, you know, kind of think about what you want to knit, and it's a conscious knit, you know, where you're not like, oh, hey, this project fits in here, I'm just going to enter this knit along. We kind of thought it would be fun for everyone to kind of chatter about, you know, what project they want to do, what yarn they want. So I'll be opening up a thread in my group, and I believe she's going to be opening one in hers, so we can get talking about that. And Catherine, I forgot to mention this, Catherine has a podcast as well, and it is the LuCookie Knits podcast, and it's in English. And so, like I said, she's going to be doing the knit along in her group as well. So I am so excited. I didn't know when I would ever do my first knit along, and when she wrote to me, I was like, yes, let's do it. I'm excited. So some of the prizes that there will be, we talked about each hand dyeing some yarn and then sending it to each other to give away. And I am so excited for that. I have been wanting to hand dye yarn, and I've been, you know, kind of pushing it off because I was kind of scared to do it because I didn't want to mess it up. And so this kind of really pushed me to try it, and I actually ordered the dyes today. So I'm really excited about that. Also, as far as finished objects, you know, I know this is way in advance, but you can post in either of the groups or both of them. Just make sure that you are a member of the group to qualify for the prize. So I think for the knit along, what I'm going to do is my On the Spice Market shawl. I talked about that before, and I decided I'm going to wait and cast that on July 1st. It's a pattern by Melanie Berg, and she's from Germany, and the yarn is from Tennessee. So it doesn't have to be local from your state or anything, just local from your country. And it doesn't have to be just US and Germany. It can be, you know, Canada and Australia, or, you know, whatever, to have fun with it. Come up with some really cool stuff. And also the really cool thing about Catherine is she used to go to school, I think she said for 6 months, for her master's. She was working on her master's, and she went to Michigan State University. And I actually used to live, which is in East Lansing, and I used to live in Lansing, which is about 15 minutes away from there. East Lansing is its own city, by the way. And so that was really, really cool when she told me that. I was like, this is perfect, so we have to do this. So yeah, I'm gonna, like I said, I'm gonna open up a thread for that, and we can start talking about different projects that we want to do, and post pictures of the yarn and link the patterns, and I'm just really excited for this. My next thing on my list, I have, I wanted to talk about another yarn shop local to me. It is the Twisted Warp and Skeins yarn shop. It's in Merrill, Michigan. That is actually, I think in my last episode I showed some opal yarn that I bought. That's where I bought that, and I meant to talk about that shop last week. And let's see, I have their website is www.twistedwarp.com. And what's really neat about their shop is every Tuesday they have a special sale where it's 25% off on certain things. And when my husband and I went there on our anniversary, it was all sock yarn and all needles were 25% off. I was like, this sale was made for me. So that's actually when I got those 9-inch circulars, was that day. So if you go on their website, you will see the different dates of and what's on sale. So I saw there's an opal yarn sale coming up, and I might have to go check that out. And those ladies, when we were there, they were just some of the most welcoming people I've ever met. One lady had like a German chocolate cake. She was like, want some cake? Here you go. And it was just, they were so sweet and just so nice to talk to. And I felt so at home there. So I want to go back there soon. Actually, funnily enough, I'm going to be going through Merrill today because in Wheeler, it's where my cousin is having a birthday party. So I'm going to stop by the yarn shop there today, actually. So I'm really excited about that. And let's see, what else do I have? Oh, I have some shout outs that I want to give. I am feeling the Scotland love. I love Scotland, first of all. I've never been, but I want to go so bad. And this week I had 3 Scottish podcasters give me a shout out. And I was just so excited. It was so cute. First was Helen of Stitch with Sprite 966 podcast. And the other one was Eva Christie Hand Knitting and David of This Boy podcast. They did a joint episode, and they just had so many nice things to say, and they said that they loved seeing my dogs. And here's one of them. Benny's right here, but he's sleeping. And then Ella's down here on the ground, and she wanted to be more on the cool floor. But so they're here. They might make an appearance. And actually, funny story, my husband and I actually met because of the bagpipes. Because we are actually, he was a bagpiper since he was like 9 years old, and now he's 25. And we don't really play much anymore, but we used to. And his parents had a bagpipe band, and my dad joined it. And so I joined with him when I was like 14. And that was how we met. I learned to play the bagpipes, and my husband actually used to compete at the Alma Highland Festival. And so I have a very strong connection with Scotland, and I'm also, my maiden name is Pringle, and which is Scottish. So I love Scotland, and I want to go there someday so bad. So I was really excited when I got all the Scottish love this week. Another podcast that also mentioned my name was the Yarn Shop Girls from Rhode Island, and they all work at a yarn shop in Rhode Island, and they also had very, very nice things to say about my podcast. And I thought that was so cool that they work at this yarn shop and podcast from it. I was like, how fun. Like, they have the coolest background because you can see all the yarn in the background, and I was like, I just want to go live there. So thank you to the Yarn Shop Girls for the shout out. That was so sweet. Okay, so next is, acquisitions. Once again, I have some things from before that I want to show. And so these weren't bought recently, but it's fun to show off. This is the Sock Architecture book by Laura Neal. I'm sure you may have heard about it, but if you haven't, this is a fantastic resource book. I got this for Christmas from my in-laws, and I love it. There's so many patterns in here. It talks about so many different techniques, millions of ways to do heels and toes. And what I really want to do for my next sock pattern is kind of make it like go through this book and make the sock that way, because you go by all of your measurements. So instead of following a specific pattern, I want to try this and see if I can find like the perfect fit for a sock. I just think that would be really neat. So go check out that book. I'm really, really enjoying it. Something else that I got recently was my first ever Homespun House yarn from Molly from Berlin, Germany. And this is the Mirth colorway. And I am in love with this. And it's sparkly. Oh, I love this. I saw her talk about making a hat for her husband out of this color, and I saw it knit up, and I was like, I have got to have that. I love it. So this is my first ever Molly of Homespun House, and I want so many more skeins from her. It's gorgeous. I've actually just been kind of keeping it nice and safe in my stash to look at, because I'm not ready to use it yet, because it's just so pretty. Okay, so fun fact, my camera only records in 20-minute segments. So now that I know that, I'm gonna probably have to just splice the rest of this video in, so not a problem. But what I was talking about was I got this skein of Swatch This Fiber Arts, and she is out of Pennsylvania, and this is the Wemberly Worried colorway. And I just thought this looked so much fun. Oh my gosh, I think I'm gonna make socks out of it, but I have no idea what I want to do with it yet. Maybe a shawl, but I think this should be socks. I think they would just be so much fun, and I think it would be really fun to do them in like January or February when it's so gross outside, and this would just bring a bunch of color to my knitting. So this is also super soft. Also, when I was reading the tag on here, this is a very, very generous amount of yarn. This is 463 yards and 100 grams. And it's her Jane fingering base, 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon. Like I said, it's the Wemberly Worried colorway, all based off children's books. I think most of her yarns are. If they're not children's books, they're at least other books, I believe. And I'm really, really excited to cast this on sometime, but I want to keep it in my stash for a little bit just to look at. Something else I got this a couple weeks ago when I got my other Cascade Heritage yarn, which was the Limestone colorway. This is like a hand-painted line that they have, and me and my mom got the same skein because the yarn shop we went to was having a sale, and it was like half off, like it was really cheap. And that shop was called the Yarn Shop with an E on the end, and they are in Shields area, kind of Saginaw, Shields, and it is inside the Quilted Cottage. There's a quilt store, and it's inside there, and that quilt store is so cool too. I really, really enjoyed that. They had a lot of really nice fabrics in there. I really liked going there. It's a teeny little shop. They don't have a ton of stuff in there, but it was so cute. It's so cozy, and they do have a knit night there as well, because they can go into the room where like the quilting's done, and it's a really cute little shop. They also sell the mint rain hand-dyed yarns there too, which is how I heard about it. I heard about it from Caitlin, and it's just a really cute little shop nearby. So let's see. I'm trying to remember what I already showed. I believe that was everything for my acquisitions this month, or this time at least. These are kind of some things that I've just kind of gotten over the last couple months. Let's see. Oh, so next thing I want to talk about is like a chit chat segment. I don't know if you guys saw my video I posted about my dog Ella getting a DNA test done, and that was through Wisdom Panel, www.wisdompanel.com, and we sent the test in, I think it was May 26th, and we got it back last week, so it was so quick. Right after I uploaded that video, right after I filmed it, I think, we got the results, and I got an email saying it. I was so excited. I was way more excited for it than I thought I would be. I was so excited to get that. And so what we found out that she is 50% lab, which we kind of figured, weren't sure, but we figured that she'd have some lab in her, because she's also 88 pounds, so she's quite a big dog. She's 25% blue tick coonhound, which we're assuming some sort of hound, because she has the funniest bay. When the mailman comes around, or when she sees a leaf blowing, she just boo! It's so funny, so funny. And then she's also 25% mixed breed. So they couldn't pin down exactly what she was, but they gave us 3 groups of dogs that she most likely would be. One group was the hound group, also not surprised, and the other was a terrier group and a guard group. And so there was a couple different breeds in there that they said she may be, but we're thinking most likely some more hound is in her for sure. So I appreciate all the good feedback I got about my fur babies, having that video up, and I'll probably try and post some more. They're out of here now, but they were getting a little too warm, so I let them out of the room because I didn't want them to overheat, my poor babies. But yeah, I'll post some more videos and pictures as they come. I think I'll post, I'll try and insert a picture of the ancestry chart is what they called it, from the DNA test, and it has a picture of all the breeds on there, so that's kind of cool. Another thing I wanted to talk about was, I'm sure it's pretty obvious by my username, but I am a dog groomer. And I groom for PetSmart here in Midland, and I love it. It is such a rewarding job. It is just so cool to see how the dogs can go from, you know, being like worst case scenario, all matted, and they might be irritable, biting, because that hair gets tight on them, and it can slow down circulation. It can be itchy. They can get sores under there, and you know, when we get rid of those mats, they become a completely different dog. They'll start wagging their tail, and they get so excited, and they've had a bath, and they feel so clean, and they're just kisses all around. It's, like I said, such a rewarding job. It's definitely not the cleanest job. I've had some really, really gross things happen, and it's definitely, you know, it's definitely not the easiest job. But like I said, the pros outweigh the cons for sure. Definitely, I love it. I've been with PetSmart for 5 years now, and I've been grooming for just under 5 years. I started out as a bather, so we would do nail trims and give the dogs that didn't require haircuts, we would do them, so like labs and things like that. And then I went to the grooming school that PetSmart provides, and learned my craft, and like I said, I love it, and it's just such a great job. Love it. So if anybody has any questions about dog grooming, you have any questions about dogs, feel free to ask. I don't mind. I love talking about it, so I thought I would share that with you guys. Another thing that I did this week was I went to knit night last night with our local knitting group, and I had actually gone to that about 3 years ago. I went twice, and it was right before I was getting married, so it was really, really a busy time, and so I kind of stopped going, and recently I was like, I want to get back into that group. I just think that would be so much fun, and they are a fun group of ladies. They were so funny and so welcoming. They were like, oh hey, how's it going? And they have them still remembered me, which was really neat, because that was so, you know, so long ago, and I was only there a couple times. But I can't wait to go back, and I'm just so excited. Really, really nice people, really welcoming. So yeah, that's all I have for you guys this week. And thank you again to anybody who is subscribed, joined the group, and chatting in the group. I love hearing from you guys in the group. It's so much fun. It's fun getting to know you. I've had a lot of people, you know, especially, you know, Michigan people saying, oh, I'm over here, oh, I'm not that far from you, and that's a lot of fun hearing that. But I'd love to hear from you, even if you're not from Michigan. You know, this is not just a Michigan group. I really enjoy getting to know people from all over. So thank you again, and I will talk to you guys next week. Bye!